Studio 5 in New York City, this is the news at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Tui. Ernie is off tonight, and we're going to begin with that steam pipe explosion in the Flatiron district. That massive cleanup is taking a long time, leaving people who live in the area wondering just how long it'll take to get back home. Stacey Delicat is there now with new details tonight. Stace.
Well, Joe, we learned a little while ago that officials expect to reopen 19th Street and 5th Avenue between 18th and 19th Street earlier today. But as for everyone else who lives in the affected area and works there, as for when they'll get back home or back to their offices, well, the commissioner of the Office of Emergency Management says it will be at least a few more days. A day after a massive steam pipe explosion sent smoke and asbestos-contaminated debris billowing through the Flatiron district, as seen here in a video from Citizen App, the cleanup is just getting started. For many, a return to normalcy seems far off, and health concerns remain.
The amount of asbestos that may or may not have been in the air is up for debate, but it's still something of concern. I can't wait for the test results to come back. E.B.
Hinnant was among those who were in the area of the blast yesterday, who continued to drop off contaminated clothing today and worry about their exposure to the toxic asbestos that officials say was lining the 1930s era pipe. Office of Emergency Management Commissioner Joe Esposito trying to calm fears tonight.
The air is fine. Anything that we're concerned about now is debris that's either on the ground or on the buildings or on surfaces.
But those buildings and sidewalks will need to be cleaned meticulously, he said.
Asbestos is a killer, so we have to be very careful with how we clean the buildings, clean the streets, and that's what we're doing right now.
The Department of Environmental Protection says so far it's found external debris on 35 buildings in the affected area. Now they're checking the insides.
Very stressful.
Crystal, who lives on the same block as the pipe blast and is among the hundreds who remain evacuated, worries.
My kids are special needs, both of them, so I don't want to risk anything.
When people in the so-called hot zone will be able to get back into their offices and apartments is still not known. Alfonso Quiroz, a spokesperson for Con Ed, says after the cleanup, the investigation will get underway.
What we'll do is we'll excavate the site, we'll go into the hole, and we'll look at the pipe and we'll take it out and we'll autopsy the pipe to see what happened and what went wrong.
That, he says, could take at least a week or two. Time is of the essence not just for residents, but for business owners like Renee Tipaldos, whose Greek restaurant is right by the site of the blast.
It's hard for restaurant owners in the summertime to begin with, and this is like a nail in the coffin.
Well, crews out here will face another challenge, and that is the rain that is forecast for tomorrow. Officials say they're worried about the rain spreading more of the toxic chemicals from the site of the blast. So what they're planning to do is build a burn all the way around the intersection of 5th Avenue and 21st Street, where the hole in the ground is, to try to contain all the chemicals in that area once it starts raining tomorrow. That's the very latest live in the Flatiron District tonight. I'm Stacey Delicat. Joe, back to you.
All right, Stacey, thanks.